Hello and welcome to Coffee Talk, where I talk Manchester United and drink a coffee. Manchester is still fresh in my heart. This could be a carbon copy of the last preview because obviously we're playing Crystal Palace again. We beat them very convincingly 3-0 in the Carabao Cup. Marching on we go. We've actually got a very good chance in the Carabao. I mean, Man City are knocked out by Newcastle in a convincing fashion, even though the score was only 1-0, but they were dominated in the second half. Manchester United are the defending champions. Ten Hag always puts out a strong team. So I think we've got a really good chance in that, of course. We've been drew against Newcastle, though, in the next round in what is corrupt. In a corrupt 12th consecutive home draw. That's shameless, FA. 12 in a row. At least make it less obvious that it's corrupt. In all honesty, how silly is it that people are saying that it's corrupt? Unlikely? Yes, very unlikely. But people are saying, what are the chances of that happening? But there are unlikely things that happen every single day. If you look at the chance of an individual winning the lottery, I think it's like 1 in 14 million or 60 million or something like that. But people win it every single week. Well, most weeks. Why is that? Because of the number of people in it, right? As an individual event, it is very unlikely. You know, for this to happen, you think of all of the teams in it. You think of the amount of seasons that it goes on. It just so happens to be Manchester United. This was going to happen eventually. It is very unlikely, but it is going to happen eventually. The Carabao Cup occurs every single season. Well, the cups occur every single season. It just happens to be Manchester United. So, you know, less crying. And it's not like we've been bloody faced against easy opposition as well. You know, Newcastle at home, we've got the most difficult tie of the next round. So, you know, that's baffling. But anyway, back on to the preview. I'm also going to do the lineups, do a predicted lineup, to see how much it has changed from the weekend. From midweek. Ten Hag could do something that he won't do, but he could play the exact same team and say, look, you beat them convincingly last week. Sorry, I keep saying last week. It was last game, but midweek. You beat them convincingly last game, so we'll just play the same team. And even if they have a stronger team, it was so convincing that you would hope would win. But of course, he's not going to leave Bruno and Rashford out, is he? But before we get into that, let's have a look at Manchester United's the headlines that have occurred overnight. A bit of news for you. Amrabat will have solved may have solved Manchester United's Mason Mount conundrum. I imagine that this is, well, I've already looked at this. This is saying basically that Casemiro playing alongside Amrabat may release Mason Mount. Even though, really, I don't think we signed Mason Mount to play in an advanced midfield position. I think we signed him to play as a number 8, sort of to have a Amrabat, to have a Casemiro, Bruno, Mount midfield 3. But if needs must, we could do Casemiro, Kasrabat. By the way, I'm patenting that. Kasrabat is what I've come up with, yeah? So if you hear anyone say Kasrabat again to describe the midfield, that's your boys. Just know. A Kasrabat, okay, well, it doesn't work if I can't say it. Kasrabat midfield, and then Mason Mount at the tip of that in advanced midfield. Here we go. You've drew me in, Daily Express. 3 undroppable players for Manchester United rematch. Let's see who they are, and let's see if I agree. Who are undroppable? Is Amrabat the one? I would imagine Amrabat is one of them. Can you just tell me who they are? Mason Mount, maybe? Mason Mount also returned himself from injury. All 3 must start against Saturday. Okay, so Mount. We've got Mount. Casemiro. Bloody hell, you have to bloody find it. If you click it, it's like finding a bloody treasure on a desert island. I just want to know the 3 players. All 3 must start. So Mount's one of them. I imagine Amrabat's one of them. Mason Mount returns to the starting midfield, Hannibal and Casemiro. Oh, so maybe they're talking about Mount, Hannibal and Casemiro must start. Nah, no way. Amrabat often wandered in midfield. He's not even bloody... Right, that's the last time I'll get bloody tricked into clicking a news article and detracting from the preview. Triple fitness boost. I'm going to get Drew in again. Right, okay, enough of the news. But yeah. This could be a carbon copy and paste of the... Hopefully copy and paste the performance. Hopefully copy and paste Crystal Palace's terrible performance. They were absolutely abysmal. But yeah, that I think Manchester United will switch it up. Like I say, he's not going to leave Bruno. I don't think he's going to play Amrabat that often at left back. You know, if needs must, then I'm sure he will. But he knows what Ten Hag knows his best position, obviously. And he said in his post-match interview, he said that, which was very interesting. He says, you know, Amrabat can be used as sort of like a utility player. He can be used in multiple positions, and that's one of the reasons why we signed him. But of course, everyone has their best position. Basically saying that Amrabat can be utilised if we need him at left back. You know, if we need him in a more defensive role, he can play box to box. He can play multiple different positions. But, of course, he also acknowledged that his best position is the holding midfield role. And Amrabat, in his post-match interview, said basically exactly the same. But let's have a look at the lineup. This is the lineup that I had predicted. I had predicted for the Carabao Cup. Let's see how well I did. So Martial, the starting line was pretty much exactly correct. No, this is what I thought Ten Hag would pick. What I wanted to see was a little bit different. I got the forward line exactly correct. I got Martial, Garnacho, Hannibal, and Pellistri. I didn't think he would go with such a youthful attack. However, he did. But how do I think they're going to line up against Crystal Palace on Saturday? By the way, even though it is a Saturday kickoff, I will be able to listen to the radio, let's say. Listen to the radio. I've got my Fire Stick set up. It's on point. I've tested it out. I tested it out in the Wednesday's Carabao Cup match. And yeah, it works now. I did struggle on the last Saturday 3 p.m. matches, but I'll be able to watch, which is good stuff, on the TV. So I will be doing a live watch along for that, and I am very much looking forward to it. So do join for that. 3 p.m. tomorrow. Well, 2:30 I'll start the live. Okay. I really like Hannibal Mabry in there. However, I do think... No, you know what? I think Pellistri will miss out. It would be amazing to see Hannibal Mabry start 3 games in a row. That would be something special. Bruno Fernandes. in on the right. Now, do I think Hannibal Mabry really should be starting? Should be making force Bruno out wide. I don't. I think we should play our best player in his best position. However, we played. Bruno obviously scored that goal off that right hand side against Burnley in that 1-0 win. I really like Hannibal Mabry there. I think he moves the ball quickly. I think he makes the right decisions. I think he just doesn't shoot whenever he sees it. I've been really impressed with him there. Do I think Garnacho should start back-to-back games, regardless of whether I think that is correct or not? And people, I think, are sort of overhyping his performance. Really, I think he played relatively well. I think he took his goal well, but I think Pellistri had far more of the ball against Crystal Palace than what Garnacho did. Garnacho obviously scored the goal, arrived at the right place at the right time, but for large portions of the game, he wasn't sort of involved really. But I do love Garnacho. Ten Hag in his post-match interview said that at the start, Garnacho wasn't giving him the levels of what he needed. He started the opening 2 games and it wasn't at the levels of what Ten Hag expected. So he was basically just trying to encourage Garnacho to give absolutely everything. And similar to the Sancho situation, it was very similar. Garnacho could have had a Paddy on, had a Mardy on, and gone, I always give my best. I disagree. I think I played well at the start of the season, but no, an 18-year-old lad is more bloody mature than what a 23-year-old is in Sancho, and I'm sure, hopefully, Garnacho takes this on the chin and understands the standards at United. He seems like he does. I'm sure he does understand. Whenever he gets subbed off, he never throws his shin pads down, never looks angry. He understands. So I think he does have the right character, Garnacho, to succeed, and can take criticism or can take criticism on the chin. Right. Of course, Anthony Martial is taken out for Erasmus. Will Reguilon be fit enough to start? Well, we played Amrabat at left back. I think Reguilon's fit enough to start, but you tell me. Of course, Onana's going to be in there as well. I thought midweek Bayindir may be given a start, given that we're going to miss Onana for the African Cup of Nations. I'm glad we didn't see this back 2 starting together, to be fair. But we did see Harry Maguire start, and it was a decent game for Harry Maguire. I mean, granted, they didn't really put that much pressure on us, but yeah, it was a very solid game for Harry Maguire. Very solid game for the defence. They had almost nothing to do. Onana did made a couple of good saves, but yeah, I think. Do I want to play Mason Mount? It's difficult, man. I think he will. You know what? Hannibal Mabry, although I want him to start, I don't think he will. Mason Mount, back from injury, first game, straight in there starting. He wants to play Mason Mount. He's desperate to play Mason Mount, his £60 million signing. He's desperate to make it work. That's got Ten Hag's name all over it. Questions from the fans whether it would work. Ten Hag is desperate to prove everyone right, I imagine. Do I want Christian Eriksen and Scott McTominay in there? Absolutely not. Where is Casemiro? Where is the boy? Oh, there he is. Casemiro. Kasrabat. There we go. Kasrabat must start. Right. We haven't got a picture for Amrabat yet. So, Kasrabat in there. Mason Mount. To be honest, I would prefer, if we're doing this, I would prefer Mason Mount on the right-hand side. But this is what I think Ten Hag is going to do, and I think he trusts Bruno Fernandes on the right hand side more so than what he does Mason Mount. So of course Dalot's going to be in there. Now he could play Amrabat at left back again, and then and then Mason Mount as a number 8 alongside Casemiro, and then Bruno in the middle, and then somebody else right wing. But I'm going to put him in a holding midfield. I think Amrabat played fantastic at left back, mostly because he didn't have to defend. I think he was up against a kid. I think the kid was only like 18 years old for Crystal Palace. I'd never heard of him. Can't even remember his name now. But I think, let's say he's up against Eze. Eze plays on the right, doesn't he? Yeah, let's say he's up against Eze or Palace is starting right wing. I'm pretty sure Eze plays on the right. I just don't want to make a fool of myself. Let's have a look. He plays on the. He plays on the bloody left. Who plays on the right for? Are you? Is it Ayew that plays on the right? Bloody hell! It's gone to pot. Let's have a look. When did Palace play? Sunday or Saturday? Let's have a gander. Right, lineups against Fulham. Yeah, Jordan Ayew. Okay, fair enough. So if Ayew plays on that, I'm pretty sure Ayew started in the last game and he played off the right hand side. Right, but anyway, if Jordan Ayew plays and is in Crystal Palace, have more of the ball, have more attacks, I'd worry a little bit to having Amrabat there. I haven't seen that much of him in that position, and he was great on the midweek, cutting inside, spraying balls there. But he didn't have to defend that much, did he? And when he did, he was up against a very young lad, which he like very easily dominated. But yeah, so we got Dalot, Lindelof. Will Reguilon be back? That is the question. I think he will be. So I'm going to put him in there. Now, maybe Amrabat goes left back if Reguilon's not fit, but I think he will be back. And then Varane, of course, he is back now, so Varane goes in there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the lineup. What would you prefer to have? But yeah, this would be my my preferred lineup. In terms of the way that we play, hopefully very similar with this slight personnel change. I mean, it's an improvement for the better. I think we moved the ball very quickly. We dominated midfield. I think Amrabat in there provides us with more solidity. And it's bound to do the team a lot of confidence going into this match. And if we do get a goal ahead, I do feel like Crystal Palace's heads will drop, given that they already had faced a dominant United only a few days ago. They might think, oh, here we go again. But I do think it will be a much more difficult game for United than what it was midweek. And my major concern, and you bloody know this is going to happen, if we don't have a convincing victory, let's say, even if we win 1-0, performance not as good, but we get 3 points, the most important thing, 1-0. Everyone will say, because everyone's saying it already, that we play much better without Bruno and Rashford. It's going to be a different game on Sunday, right? I think we've faced a Crystal Palace Saturday. We played a Crystal Palace team with, I think, a lack of commitment to the cup. right? I don't think they really were asked about it, to be honest. They had a rotated team. Yes, so did we, but they had a rotated team. It's going to be very different. Their levels of performance are going to be very different, right? No game is a direct comparison 1-to-1, especially when the players are different. So please, let's not everyone lose our minds and say we're a better team without Bruno Fernandes. I mean, what? Just think about it. I mean, playing 3 kids in there that are like, they've got plenty of room for development in Pellistri, Garnacho, Hannibal, Mabry, or playing senior figures that have got more sort of polished careers and more experience and like are at the peak of their career. It's just obvious that, you know, you should play those players in these like sort of bigger games in the Premier League. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. You can guarantee it. But this is the team that I would play against Crystal Palace. Let me know your thoughts down below. This has been Coffee Talk. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, by the way, yesterday I didn't do a Coffee Talk because I didn't know what to bloody talk about. This has obviously been a preview for the game. I'll try and come up with something. So if there's not much news, if there's not like a breakdown of a game, it's not before or after a game, then we can do something else. But to keep the consistent daily morning videos. But this has been Coffee Talk. If you are watching now and you are not subscribed to me, or you don't have the bell notifications on, so you don't know when I go live, because I've had a look at my analytics, and even though we are small, we've got 2,300. I can't remember. No, it's less than that. I think just over 2,000 subscribers. We are still very small. You would expect, you know, people to have the bell notifications on more so than a big channel. But actually, I have less people with that bell notification on, my subscribers, than average. I think it's only like 12% and the average is 16%. So let's bump that up. Let's click that bell notification so you get notified when I release a video. But apart from that, I appreciate you guys for watching. Do join tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. for a Man United versus Crystal Palace watch along. My score prediction is going to be 3-0 again. Back-to-back 3-0s. You love it. And I'll see you guys then. Declan is strong. See you guys soon. Ciao, ciao. Peace.